Chris Musando was the ACT director at IBC in the lead up to 2017 election. He was killed and his body found late July. What do you know about that?
The incident was reported, and I know it the way you know it, that an official of IBC was killed. And the investigations were going on. We've asked questions several times about the matter. And every time the issue comes up, I keep saying, why don't we have a public inquest on this matter? I don't think that file was closed. The file is available, or it must be somewhere in the DCI. Why can't information be put? If anybody has information of any kind implicating anybody, what stops them from putting the information out? What stops them from taking the information to the law enforcement agencies?
Did you pursue that? Because at that time you were acting Minister Security. From September that year, you became Substantive Cabinet Secretary for Security.
The DCI kept saying, by the way, there are so many of those murders. There is Musando, there is Jacob Juma, later on the one of 2022 of Kenei, and so on. There are those murders. When DCI tells you the file is open, they're looking for information, even the president, even if you are president yourself, there's nothing you can do. Because you see, every time you ask, it's like a bring-up system. Every time you ask the DCI, where are you with this matter? They tell you, we're investigating the matter, we are looking for some people, we have these leads, we are doing this, and so on and so forth. There's nothing you can do. You are not the investigating officer, you are the minister. So the question is, you go by what the Inspector General of Police tells you, with what the DCI tells you. And all these files, we've kept asking questions about them. Where are we with this investigation? We are looking for more information on this matter. We have these leads in this particular direction and so on. What would you do? And you know, by the way, you can't jump the gun and go to the press and say, I'm addressing the press today, and say, in any case, what would you be telling the country anyway?
Does that then mean, even the current government, there's nothing much they can do about these murders?
That's why I asked for a public inquest. That's why I'm saying, where investigations need to be hastened, let them be hastened. You know, the challenge is this, Sam. To keep making references or to keep politicizing a matter that is as grave as citizens having died and investigations about how they died is not complete. It's very unfortunate and very frustrating. And anyone who can use anything to say that kind of thing. I can come up, as I said earlier, I'm concerned about the very low level of accountability. In 2017, I don't know that you were in that press conference, as acting Minister for Interior in OP, when reporters asked me that a senior politician has claimed in Kisumu that we have taken 100 body bags to Kisumu because we intend to kill people. I excused myself from the press conference and called the Inspector General of Police and the DCI and all those people. Everybody told me they don't know anything about it. On the strength of that, I came back to the boardroom and I asked the reporters, do you know anything about this matter yourselves? No, we have just been told because so-and-so said this. I said I dared them, bring me a video of those 100 body bags from Kisumu that have been taken there by the police, and I will resign. To this day, of course, they were never brought. The same senior politician complained the following day that Akano Wino, that time, who used to be the spokesperson of the military, had disappeared. At 11 o'clock, he appeared at the press conference. The politician did not even as much as apologize about what happened and so on. What is going on in the country and in politics, and this is why I'm making reference to these issues, is you can see the low level of accountability. Murder investigations take as long as the investigators are able to. And if we have challenges, for example, in terms of how these issues are going on, we can call on support from other agencies if we need support from other agencies. I frankly don't think we need that support from other agencies. I know the capacity of our government, I know the capacity of our security forces. They can get to the bottom of these things and conclude them. What I'm asking for is that where we have not concluded investigations and things have not been concluded, can they be concluded? Or alternatively, those who are responsible for those actions, let them actually step out and step up and say, this is what it is.
Who should do that? Who should ensure that?
The Inspector General of Police and the DCI. That is their responsibility. It is not politicians. The Inspector General and the DCI, they're the ones who are supposed to come and say, on this particular matter we have investigated, this is where we are. On this particular issue we have investigated, this is where we are. But you see, when we use them for political purposes, like when I see politicians commenting liberally on issues, I am not able to understand. You know, when I was Minister for Interior, I went to Parliament. The other day, I was trying to recall, looking for notes from my staff in the ministry at that time. I was invited to Parliament about 4 or 5 times on this matter of extrajudicial killings and forced disappearances. Except one incident When a member of parliament from the northeastern province had done their homework very well, and they gave us names, OB entries, and so on and so forth, and we traced some of these issues and traced them to some of the Al-Shabaab activities in that part of the country and so on. The others, people are just coming and they make allegations. We tried the best we could, and the police tried the best they could. In some cases, you find actually they're just claims.
Okay.
So in this case, instead of making the claims they're making, again, I call, even during this interview, the best way, there is no future without the truth and without being conclusive on some of these matters. Instead of sweeping all these things under the carpet, let us lift the carpet, let's have conclusive investigations on these matters, and let us take action in the direction the investigations will point us. Because accusing you today, accusing me tomorrow, accusing another person the other day, will not solve the problem, and it won't go away.